seems our brain doesn't have absolute truths because we can perceive things in different situations, different ways. Robots have absolute truth. Robots don't have consciousness, at least not yet. We don't have a computer that can give birth, at least not yet. These are things way, way down the line. So I think with science, nothing is impossible. I really do. I really think nothing is impossible. With technology, science, nothing is impossible. The things that we think are impossible now won't be impossible. I mean, just for crying out loud, we have Microsoft. We can create hologram simulations like in Star Wars already, right now. Just imagine years from now. So I don't think our brain has absolute truths because we have choices in different circumstances. For instance, it's not good to lie, right? But if someone was trying to, if you want to prevent somebody from killing somebody, and you don't want to, so you would tell the person, I don't know where this person is. You have to lie because, I mean, well, you don't have to lie, but if you did lie, you would save the person's life. If you didn't, the person wouldn't have been saved. So I don't think our brain is so complex. We have different glands, the right and left. You know, different ones perceive fear, love. Other parts perceive action, reaction. Um, so we have, one part perceives emotion, one part reacts to emotion. All of this is explained through consciousness. There is no soul. The people that always said there was a soul is because they couldn't explain back then what we know now about the brain, and obviously what we're going to know years from now. So there's no soul. It's information. It's all information that's coded. Think about it like DNA in our body. We eat foods, it breaks down. The DNA, the different elements in our body breaks down, and that's how it is in our brain. The billion neurons that are working, you have to simplify it. It first becomes illusionary, like junk, and the information becomes brighter, more vivid, and boom, that's how consciousness works. That's how dreams work. That's why we have DMT in our brain. That's why our dreams are all related to consciousness. When dreams, you have nightmares. When you have a dreaming or nightmare, and you feel like you're paralyzed because your brain is paralyzing your body, even though you're not physically paralyzed. Your brain makes you paralyzed. And then you wake up in a cold sweat because of the different neurons that's going in the brain that's producing all these emotions and reactions, and dreams and nightmares can be powerful, and you wake up and it's nothing. You know, um, People say, oh, they have deja vu. They think like, well, I was dreaming this, and then years later this happens. That's not necessarily deja vu. I mean, it could be coincidence, but then again, there could be so many coincidences. I mean, you can dream you won the lottery, and then 20, 30 years you won the lottery. Doesn't mean that your dream gave you the lottery. It's just that means at that time. That's why there's no such thing as fate. If there was fate, like you dreamed something and then the next day, 2 days or something, boom, something happened. It never works like that. So, um, and and so yeah, robot can't have consciousness now, but maybe in the future, who knows, 20, 30, 40 years, when the computers can deliver babies. Um, I mean, we can actually really, remember how the people had to guess like what the baby would look like when the baby was being delivered, what color eyes the baby hair, what color hair. We can all detect this right now. There's no more guessing in that. There's no more guessing when the baby's going to be born. No more guessing what the baby's going to look like. We can even tell now if you're going to have triplets, uh, you know, uh, uh, twins. We can tell this right now. Things before we could never tell them, but now we can. So if robots can become cautious like 20, 30, 40 years down the road, actually, who knows, maybe even less. I'm just speculating now because always, when you perceive the impossible, you always think about way, way, way years in the future. But I think the rate we're going with science and advancing, I think anything's possible within a 5, 10 years advancement. It's insane. I mean, like I said, we already have Microsoft holograms that we can do right now. Just imagine another 5 years, let alone another 10 years. So I think the rate we're going, the things that are becoming impossible are becoming possible. From NASA warp drives, and then things maybe even like teleportation. You know, and all these things that we seem impossible can become possible. There's no limit to science and technology. Anything is possible. For recreating the brain, from modifying the brain, from making the brain smarter for us to live longer, which Ray Corso does. Takes about 50 pills a day to live longer. I think anything's possible, from a pill to cure any disease, any illness in our body. Through surgery, not even have to use. You can do. Maybe you can put like a microchip, and this microchip can do 1,000 things. You take 1,000 things can repair in your body, and you don't never have to cut anybody up. Things like this, always thinking ahead. It's always can be possible, and I think science is always going to help. Technology is always going to help us learn about our existence and improving our lives. So I know this sounds crazy right now. A pill that can you wouldn't have to do surgery. You take a pill and it can just repair your body. I know that seems crazy now, but just think about it years from now. Anything's possible. Even robots have consciousness. We already have something to develop where they're going to make you have eyes. Even you can even see farther. They're going to put like mechanical eyes in you. It's going to be like we can become like robots, replicants, like Blade Runner. It's like the movies are always ahead of us, because they always had ideas and visions. But these ideas and visions took longer in real life, but are becoming reality, such as hoverboards. Like I said, I think anything is possible. If you put your mind to it, anything's impossible. Anything's possible. And even if we go to another universe or cosmos and gather new elements, gather new chemicals, find new things, even the more alien technology would be even more mind-blowing than what we can ever imagine, comprehend, or can do with our technology. Just imagine that. Just imagine a mind-blown, alien technology. That's a really, really mind-blown stuff we can't even comprehend to understand. I don't know. Let me think of something crazy. Let me think of something really crazy. Maybe like metamorphosis. Maybe with their technology we can metamorphosize into anything. Now that's pretty wild, right? You would think that can never be possible in our lifetime, our technology. But imagine with alien technology, we can transform it into another person. You know what I mean? Something so crazy and ludicrous could be possible with alien technology, because their technology supersedes our technology. That's why they're probably not come and visit us, because they have nothing. They have nothing that we want. We need. They probably are so advanced than us. You know. Imagine if we could shapeshift. We could transform into anybody. We could transform into a different species. Transform into anything we wanted. Metamorphosize. We could alter our brain, alter our body. Just imagine, you know. So that's why I think anything's possible, and the stuff we can't even comprehend or understand is so advanced to us, is like alien technology stuff, you know. So yeah, levitation. Things that defy the laws of physics, at least in our universe. In another universe, the laws of physics would be different. You know what I mean? Perhaps we could levitate. Perhaps we could go through walls. Perhaps we could, things, everything that we can't do in our universe, we could do in another universe. Go through walls, levitate, fly maybe. Just mind-blowing stuff with alien technology. Float, teleport, telekinesis, read people's minds, read people's thoughts, read people's brains. Actually, I think we could probably do this later down on the line in our time, with probably without the alien technology. We could, we could have like doctors that could use instruments or something, that we could read people's minds, read people's brains. Where do you have like experiments where they zap people's electrical nerves on the brain and put people from consciousness back to unconsciousness and back to consciousness again. There's a good movie in the 80s, or I think maybe in the early 90s, called Flatliners, where they had this experiment that they put people to death. These people wanted to die. They were doctors. They know how to stop their. They know how to kill themselves, and they show them coming back. Some of them at least coming back. They kind of played Russian roulette. I don't know. They kind of like they flatlined their body, and then they wanted to see what happened, what occurred, and then they brought the person back to life. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So they kind of played Russian roulette. It's for Kevin Bacon, I think Nicole Kidman. It's called Flatliners. You should check it out. It's an interesting movie. I don't suggest anybody do that, because that's like Russian roulette. Because even though they could bring, so like if you tried it and you could bring somebody back to life, it's not going to work all the time. It's kind of like a random. You don't know if you're going to bring back the person back to life, and um, so yeah. Because once you're dead, you are dead. Sometimes, in some circumstances, that's why they use those electric shocks. That EMTs use to bring people back to life, because to put like jolts into the body. It doesn't work all the time though. But sometimes they can bring back the person to life. Um, once you're, I guess I don't know. Like I guess if you're dead hours, maybe it doesn't work. But maybe if you're like dead maybe 1 hour or less, maybe it'll work. Uh, Very interesting. And we're all energy. Energy is the universe. We are energy, energy in our body. And once we find where the energy came from, that's like started everything. It's all about energy, because we know the mass. We can smash those neutrons, protons, subatomic particles with the Large Hadron Collider. Hopefully we don't put it to maximum threshold, because it can destroy the universe. Hawking said.